What's going on, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition. And today I'm going to be going over the collected editions in the DC solicitations for January of 2023. So let's get this party started. And welcome back, everybody. Now, before going any further, I do want to remind everyone to smash that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. If you're enjoying our videos, we put out videos every day, and all of that does help with our YouTube algorithm and our channel keep growing, because that YouTube algorithm is jacked. All right, so we are looking at collected editions, so trade paperbacks, hardcovers, deluxe editions, absolute editions, omnis, if there are any, for January of 2023. I always like to mention that just because it's in the solicits doesn't mean that it's not gonna be canceled, but odds are more than likely we're gonna get these books. Now, as always, just because these books are solicited for January doesn't mean that they're coming out in January of 2023. Most of these books, as a matter of fact, will probably come out in March, April, maybe even June. So just keep that in mind, but they are solicited, and this is when pre-orders will be available. So let's go ahead and get started. We got more than we did last time. Last time we only had 8 books. This is twice, actually almost 3 times as many. So, first book is Neil Gaiman, The Sandman, Book 5. This is the trade paperback edition with a new cover by Dave McKean. And this here collects the Midnight Theater, #1, the prose edition of Sandman Dream Hunters, and The Endless Nights. So you have artwork in here by Yoshitaka Amano and Matt Wagner, as well as P. Craig Russell. There's that crossover with, actually, the Wesley Dodds Golden Age Sandman. I love that story. This one has 344 pages, $29.99. I don't know. I don't have the soft covers. I don't know if the Netflix logo is actually on the book or if it's just a sticker. I hope it's just a sticker. Next up is Batman, the Imposter. So this collects Batman the Imposter by Maton Tomlin and Andre Sorrentino doing the artwork. It's a 3-issue miniseries. This is the softcover version for $19.99, and it has 168 pages. Not sure if this one here is going to be part of the DC continuity line. It looks like it's based on the movie, and the fact that it's a DC Black Label doesn't always mean that it's in the alternate reality. Sometimes these things are canon. Nice House on the Lake, Volume 2 coming out, and this is the softcover version for $19.99. I say softcover version, but I'm not sure if there was a hardcover. This one comes out on March 7th, collecting issues 7 through 12, and I read this one digitally last year, the first 6 issues, and I loved it. This is a big and welcoming surprise, at least to me. I didn't know about it. But that is the Doom Patrol by Gerard Way and Nick Darrington. I love the fact that they're crediting the artists too. That's awesome because both of them are storytellers. This is a deluxe edition. So it's going to be oversized. 528 pages, $49.99. Collecting the 12 issues of his Doom Patrol run, as well as the Doom Patrol Weight of the Worlds 1 through 7. Gerard Way, the gentleman from My Chemical Romance, the gentleman that wrote Umbrella Academy. And if you've read Umbrella Academy, you know how much he borrows heavily from X-Men and Doom Patrol. So it was, I mean, this was meant to come out one day. But I believe that is everything that he wrote. Next up is a book we knew about, but I'm glad to see it now finally solicited, and that is Absolute Dark Knight's Death Metal. So this collects the 7-issue miniseries Death Metal, and then a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff. This one has 288 pages. It is $100, but it is an absolute. And if you notice the date, it is June 13th of 2023. Next up is Batman Superman. This is one that you guys have liked. Have you read it, Omar? You need to read it. Because I've been enjoying all the crap out of Nightwing, and I really enjoyed what I read of Batgirls. Detective Comics by Zdarsky's been kicking ass. Did I read the Batman one, though? Is that Mariko Tamaki? Maybe that was the last book that I read. But regardless, a lot of my viewers have asked me if I had read this. Mark Waid being the writer, Dan Mora and Travis Moore drawing it. Oh my gosh, yes. This is a hardcover edition, $24.99, and it collects the first 6 issues of World's Finest. So I'm in for that. That's up my alley. I love Superman, Batman, and when both of them are together in World's Finest, and Mark Waid, he just has an understanding of these characters. Next up is an original graphic novel that is Teen Titans Robin. This is by Cami Garcia and Gabriel Piccolo, who has a huge following. Whenever we saw him at New York Comic Con, he had a huge line. People just waiting for him to sign stuff. And we have Girl Taking Over, a Lois Lane story. Again, these are geared towards young adults or kids. This one's 208 pages, $16.99. And the dimensions of these are 6x9. So just to kind of give you an example, the standard size hardcovers are 6/5/8, I think, by 10 and 3/16, if I'm not mistaken. But these are smaller, so they're like the graphic novel, the manga size books. The next one is Bruce Wayne, Not Super. You can tell it is another one that is geared towards kids. This one by Stuart Gibbs, and comes out on my birthday, March 14th. 2023, which is also, by the way, in Lima, Peru, where I was born, where Blink 182 is going to be touring, because I told my youngest daughter, who is a huge fan of not just The Simpsons and manga and Pokemon, but she loves Blink 182. I was like, I'll take you to see them because they're coming back on a reunion tour, and I realized this has nothing to do with DC Comics, but I'm just showing a little of myself here. But they are touring, and on my birthday, they're in Peru, where I was born, Lima, Peru, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can fly us down there. No, that's not happening. I mean, we can find somewhere closer to see them, but that's just really awesome that on my birthday they're going to be in my country where I was born. Coming up next is Adam Strange, Between Two Worlds, the deluxe edition. Another deluxe edition I did not know about. This one gives me hope about a couple of things. So 408 pages, $49.99, and I put down there what is collected in here. But this collects Adam Strange 1 through 3, JLA 20 through 21, and Adam Strange 1 through 8. Now this gives me hope because Adam Strange is just one of those obscure, what I thought, forgotten characters at DC Comics. I know that we've had his Tom King book, but these two series that are collected in here, both the Adam Strange miniseries and Adam Strange 1 through 8, that was a series that I think in trade paperback went out of print a long time ago. It also collects JLA 20 through 21. Now, that stuff has been collected in the Mark Waid Tower of Babel Deluxe Edition. But it just gives me hope that, hey, they haven't forgotten about some of these characters, about some of these heroes, about some of these obscure series from the 90s with, I think that was Andy Kubert on artwork, because I think Pasquale Ferry actually did the artwork in the 8-issue maxi series. By the way, that 8-issue maxi series leads into the Rann-Thanagar War, which of course leads into OMAC Infinite Crisis. So to me, that is a very important book right here. And I'm actually a big fan. This is what made me a fan of Adam Strange, this miniseries. From like the 90s, and then 2004, I think, is when the Adam Strange was written, the 8-issue miniseries. Next up is Aquaman and the Flash, Void Song. I didn't even know this was a thing. So apparently they got together and fought, maybe, against an alien invasion. But collecting all 3 issues of that, this is 160 pages, $17.99, and it is a soft cover. Yes, give me some more of this. I've read this finally. Wonder Maddie let me borrow some of the single issues, and this is Batgirls Volume 2, Becky Cloonan, Michael Conrad, Robbie Rodriguez doing the artwork, Jorge Corona doing the cover, but collecting issues 7 through 12 of this series. It's been a lot of fun, and I love the fact that I get to see Cassandra Cain, Stephanie Brown, and Barbara Gordon just at it, kicking ass. Oh, I love those characters. But Cassandra Cain was always my Batgirl. Batman Detective Comics Volume 1, The Neighborhood. I may have misspoken. Maybe Mariko Tamaki's the one that's doing Detective Comics, and Zdarsky's doing Batman. Okay, so Mariko Tamaki, sorry, my wife is the one that had been reading those digitally, and she was like, you gotta read this. This is the one with art by Dan Mora. Dan Mora's just all over the place. He's never going to get a chance to draw super sexy Santa Claus anymore. Collecting issues 1034 and all the way to 1039 of Detective Comics. That is crazy. Artwork again by Dan Mora and Viktor Bogdanovic, who has a very Greg Capullo style, but I really like his artwork. This is the softcover edition, $19.99. Oh my gosh, yes. Bring him to me. Batman The Dark Knight Detective Volume 7, $24.99, 288 pages, collecting Detective Comics 634 to 638, 641 and 643. Detective Comics Annual Number 4, Batman 474, and Legends of the Dark Knight 27. Now, if you're wondering why this is missing Batman 639 and 640, that's all part of the Idiot Root crossover, and that was collected in the Cape Crusader. And 642, I think that one is the Scarface issue, also collected in the Cape Crusader. So you're not really missing anything, and leading all the way up to Nightfall. Getting closer. Batman the Detective. Tom Taylor, Andy Kubert, collecting Batman the Detective 1 through 6. This is the softcover edition. I want to say that hardcover came out well over a year ago. Birds of Prey. They are bound to finish this off, so I'm happy about this. The End of the Beginning, collecting issues of Birds of Prey 113 and 127. Sean McKeever wrapping this up. I believe also Tony Bedard has a couple of issues in there. Nicola Scott doing the artwork inside. Stefan Roux is the artist on the cover. And $34.99, 368 pages. Keep your old trade paperbacks. Whenever I did my haul of one of the or Birds of Prey, there is a missing gap in there that they did not go back and fill as of this video. They may, or hell, we may get an omnibus one day when you're watching this, and you're watching this a year from now going, hey, there's an omnibus coming. I don't need that book anymore. I hope. Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes, Book 2. Hell yes! Continuing this. I love it. Oh man, I was so scared at Book 1. I was telling a couple of my friends, they were asking me about the Blue Beetle movie. I'm like, go get Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes, Book 1. But you also may want to read Infinite Crisis. They're new to comics. And then I realized, but what if they cancel Volume 2? Then they want to know more of the story. But this collects issues 13 through 25. Raphael Albuquerque, this is the first time I remember seeing his artwork. You have David Baldeón and then Freddie Williams III doing some of the art as well. Or Freddie Williams II, sorry. Not J.H. Williams III. Cully Hammer doing the cover there, but I love this series. It's so underrated, and I'm so glad that DC's bringing it out. Back in these big, thick, fat books, The DC Universe by Dwayne McDuffie, one of the greatest creators that left us way, way too early. He was a big part of the Milestone movement. He wrote, to me, one of the best, if not the very best, Justice League story, and if not for him, Justice League Unlimited, the cartoon, would not have been the same. As a matter of fact, I think he wrote every episode except for 2. The last thing he worked on was the adaptation of Tower of Babel, which the animation is called Justice League Doom. But these are just stories that are collected from his DC work. So Action Comics 847, The Demon 26 through 29, Impulse number 60, JLA Showcase 80-page Giant number 1, Gotham Knights 27, Sense of Youth, Kid Flash and Impulse, Firestorm Nuclear Band 33 to 35, and a tribute from Static Shock Special number 1. And this is a hardcover, but it is a standard size hardcover, and 280 pages, $39.99. Rest in peace, man. He left us way too soon. Phenomenal, phenomenal creator. The Joker Volume 3. Collecting the Joker 10 through 15. I want to say this is the finale. This is the last volume. 160 pages, $24.99. Superman Action Comics War World Revolution. I want to see this in a big collected edition. Somebody was asking me, where's Brandon Peterson these days? And I told him, I was like, oh yeah, he's drawing the Superman book, or the Action Comics by Philip Kennedy Johnson. So, Superman up in space. I didn't even read this until one of my viewers, one of you wonderful people I saw at New York Comic Con, had a copy of the finale. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he was like, dude, you can have it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to take your comic. And he was like, no, I got another one. And I was like, okay, I'll take it, because I was waiting in line and I read it. So I didn't even read the beginning. I read the actual finale, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait till this is collected. I love his costume. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that Superman Exile run. But collecting Action Comics 1043 to 1046, and then Annual number 1 from 2022, as well as Apocalypse number 1. 232 pages, $19.99. The Swamp Thing, Volume 3, Parliament of Gears. This is Ron V. and Mike Perkins, collecting issues 11 through 16. 152 pages, $16.99. Wonder Woman, Volume 3, Villainy of Our Fears. I have dropped this. I had no idea that Becky Cloonan was writing this. Collecting Wonder Woman 787 and 794. I had no idea that we were gone back to legacy numbers. So it's been a minute. I guess I need to pick up some books if I'm going to do Wonder Woman reading order one day. But yeah, I had no idea that Becky Cloonan was writing this. Apparently, this is her third volume. Last I think I read was Mariko Tamaki, and I think that was after G. Willow Wilson left the book. And this, yeah, it looks like they've gone back to legacy numbers. This one's $19.99. It is a softcover, 200 pages. And Wonder Woman, finally. Who is Wonder Woman? The deluxe edition, a book that had been previously put into the catalog, never solicited, but they canceled it, and we were getting worried, oh, this is not a good sign. And showed up in the catalog last, I think, a month ago, and now it's solicited. So it is coming in April. So Wonder Woman, the first 6 issues post Infinite Crisis. This is Alan Heinberg. It's the gentleman that did Young Justice and worked on Sandman, the TV show, the Netflix show. Terry Dodson and Rachel Dodson doing the artwork in here, restoring not just Diana, but Donna Troy. And who exactly is Wonder Woman during this era? If you watch my Where to Begin reading Wonder Woman, this is one that I definitely recommend it because I think it's such a good jumping on point. It's excellent, and this is a deluxe edition. It's oversized, $29.99, 160 pages. Now, when these books come out for pre-order, check out our sponsors. If you live in Europe and are interested in buying and pre-ordering Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC books within the EU, flat rate shipping of €12 for all EU countries, bulletproof packaging, and all emails will be answered within 24 hours. They offer a huge selection of out-of-print books. Just head over to waltzcomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And for a limited time, you can use the code nearmintcon, all one word at the checkout, to get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order of over €40. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. This episode is brought to you by cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was it. That was the solicits for January for the collected editions coming from DC Comics. Let me know in the comments down below what you're most excited about. For me, I think that Doom Patrol. I didn't see a deluxe edition coming. I know that we've had trades, so that makes me happy. Let me know what you want to see on the next solicitation. Hopefully the next catalog will have some Omnis. So I do have faith. You know, there were 8 collected editions last month. There's over 20 in this one, so knock on wood, we get some more. That's it, everyone. Hit that like button on the way out. Smash that. I already said that. Subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications. That's suck at signing off. To this day, I've been doing this for years, and I still suck at signing off. Everyone stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.